Insoms, what's going on? Atpt coming at you live. Um, been a few days since I did a video. I meant to do one yesterday after my work, but I got home and played PUBG. And at the end of the day, I was like, oh man, I meant to do my video when I got home. And so that's what I'm doing now. Beard's a little messed up. Everything's a little messed up right now, but who cares? Lots of stuff going on in the world. But I just want to talk about our current situation. You know, in my last video, I don't remember what I said exactly, but wife left her job at Amazon. We're being bombarded with job offers right now. Okay, I can't say bombarded, but we're getting more job opportunity now, whether that be just interest or interviews, in a week and a half than we did in the entire 7 months of trying to find work, which is surreal. I might get an opportunity to interview with Boeing as entry-level materials engineer. Paying 25 is what I offered. They said 30 to 35, but take less, be more competitive through a staffing agency. So I said, sure, 25, because that's what my wife was making at Amazon. And then later that day, she got hit up from the town we live in to work at the school district as an executive assistant, making $73,000 a year, which is roughly, $35 an hour. And so, yeah, she'll be making more than me. And so she's going tomorrow to do the testing, the skills test, and Friday the interview. And yeah, and that'll probably be it. She'll probably get the job, and I'll probably be back stuck at home. But everything happens for a reason, and that's how I feel. And I feel that this is a great opportunity for her and for me. So just stick with me here, Insoms. Let me take my first rip of the day. Jesus Christ, my hair is crazy. I need to cut this shit. I hate having long hair. Or this long hair, anyway. Okay, so wife works 8 minutes away with this job, making $35 an hour. And that'll give me the opportunity, not being at work, to go to school like I want. So in a year from now, when my youngest finally hits kinder, I'll have 9:30 to 3 free, which will give me an opportunity to go back to school. So as much as I would love to take that position at Boeing, and Boeing is also notorious for laying people off at the end of the month, at the end of the year. The lady told me it was a 5-month contract, and she even warned me, like, hey, they're notorious for, laying people off at the end of the year. But sometimes, you don't. So, like I said, as much as I'd love to get experience in an industry, I don't really think that's what's meant for me. I think what's meant for me is a life as a researcher, because there's nothing I enjoy more than being in the research lab and learning and studying and working on my, you know, my knowledge base. So that's how I think things are going to play out. She's definitely going to get the job offer. She's definitely going to take it. And then the biggest plus, like I said, because when I go to school, I'll be going to school at the University of Washington, which is on the shortest time, a 40-minute commute. But normally it's double that with traffic. So there's no way in hell I could be at school and then get a call saying, hey, your daughter fell and broke her arm. Get here stat. It ain't gonna happen. But with Cass working here, making good money, it can happen. So yeah, I guess that's just gonna have to be how it is. And I guess I should let my wife know that she needs to let them know that in roughly a calendar year from now, when my little one hits kinder, my husband is going to go back to school. Whether or not he's a student, he's going to go back to school. Because I'm going to just go and sit there and learn. It's going to be great. And then I'll try to volunteer in some labs if I'm not a full-blown student. Because if I am a student, obviously I'll be a graduate student and I'll be in a lab. But even if I'm not, I will volunteer, I will beg and plead to let somebody let me in their lab. And I'm sure somebody will. All right, I guess that's enough about that. Now I want to talk about the thing I wrote. So I finally decided, I submitted it to a few more places, the LA Times, New York Times. And I think that's it, because those were basically the only major newspapers I could think of. And I know I could just pick any major city and get their newspaper up, but I said, fuck all that. I'm not going to sit and wait a week every time I submit this to a new location for them to reject me. Just, I waited a month. I can't even say I waited a month. I probably waited like 2 weeks or so. But it's just so annoying that they don't want you to send it all over the place. And yeah, I just got tired of it. I'm not going to just sit around while people are drinking that nasty ass water overseas. I'm going to start fucking waving the red flag and sounding the sirens. And so I posted it to Reddit. See how many views it has on Reddit. I need to respond to a few people too. Most people are like, damn, that's some shit right there. Let's see. It has about 1,000 views, 950 views, 13 comments. And I'm getting feedback from people, and I decided now I'm going to send it to politicians, right? Politicians supposedly care about the troops. If they care about the troops so much, there you go. Do something about it. Oh, and it's just going to be an uphill battle, as is most of my life, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to slowly chip away, and eventually I'm going to be heard. And when I am heard, man, is it going to be a great day. Because at some point, the VA and the DOD are going to have to admit to all this stuff. They try to deny the burn ban stuff. That stuff got thrown out. Or not the burn ban, but the burn pits. The burn pit stuff, the water stuff, with it going on here in the States as well as overseas. The anthrax shot, the malaria pills, all that shit, they're going to have to try to lump it all together for 10%, or they're going to have to do something. Because them denying what science already knows. And there's one comment on Reddit where one guy says, you know, even the experts say the effects are unclear. And the effects are unclear of ingesting all of these microplastics. But it doesn't mean, just because something's unclear, doesn't mean that we can't know for certain that it's detrimental to our health. It's pretty common sense to understand that something that mimics a hormone that you're ingesting, basically I'm taking pills of hormone supplements, isn't going to change your body. I mean, that's the stupidest fucking thing you could ever come up with. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Everybody and everything that's alive basically has hormones that regulate all our bodily functions and everything. So it would make sense that if you're ingesting essentially something that mimics those molecules, that it's going to throw your body off whack. Just common sense. Right? It's like people who transition from sexes, they start to take estrogen and it starts to have an effect. So yeah, stop being fucking ignorant. You're part of the problem. We need solutions, not more problems. Insoms, I've been rambling on for 20 minutes. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace. Grind away, find a way, because that's what I'm going to do.